Hello there, and happy 2022. Can you believe that we got there so quickly? Oh my goodness. I hope that this is a happy, blessed, prosperous, healthy new year for one and all. And I'm wanting to let you know that we're shifting and changing things up a bit. From now on, our videos are going to be 20 to 30 minutes max, just because I think that's about as long as we can tolerate. And then I wanted to also remind you, here we go. Okay, this is a reminder of this is the mask that you can't wear. It makes you look lovely, darling, but it doesn't do a darn thing for COVID or any of the viruses. And so this is the mask you can wear, all right? Just a reminder. And of course, it's up to you whether you choose to wear or not to wear. And I also, when I go out and about, I'm always taking my little gloves with me, and they get washed. All my gloves, I have several pair, everything gets washed on a weekly basis so that we can just make sure that everything's taken care of. And I use the foaming hand cleaner that you get like in hospitals or medical supply places, because I have found that to be much gentler on my hands, yet at the same time I'm always using it my hands, my wrist, fingernails, and around my sinuses and my mouth. So that just seems to be where we're at these days. These videos that we're doing this year are going to be essentially about how do we survive the pandemic, isolation, what do we wear masks, don't we wear masks, and all the controversy and all the shifts and the changes that are going on in society all over the planet. And I have been studying a book recently that is called The Christ Letters. And Christ returns and speaks his truth. And this is written by a person who calls herself Recorder. And I wanted to share some of these things with all of us. Because for some reason it resonates with me. Perhaps it'll resonate with thee. I just have been enjoying this one. I am also listening to a lot of Anita Moorjani's. She has a book, and her book has been out for 10 years. And in the next few months, the new revised edition is coming out. And she's even talking about the language, how to create a language between the next world and this world that we're on today. So just, an idea. Anita Moorjani. So let me see what I can come up with here. Aha! I hope you all had a really good holiday season. This is a meditation prayer that I would just like to share with you. Father, Mother, God, Goddess, Life, you are my life, my constant support, my help, my protection, my perfect fulfillment of every need, and my highest inspiration. I ask you to reveal the true reality of your higher self to me. I know it is your will that I shall be fully illuminated, that I may better receive awareness of your divine presence within and around me. I believe and know that this is possible. I believe that you protect and maintain me within perfect love. I know that my eventual purpose is to express you. As I speak to you, I know that you are perfectly receptive of me. For you are universal, loving intelligence, which has so marvelously designed this world and brought it into visible form. I know that as I ask you to speak to me, I am sending out a consciousness searchlight into your divine higher consciousness. And as I listen, you will be penetrating my human consciousness and coming ever closer to my increasingly receptive mind and heart. I commit myself and my life into your care. Care. Each time that we say and visualize this prayer, please create a spiritual consciousness form which becomes stronger and ever more elevated in frequencies of vibration as the true meaning of the prayer deepens in your mind and heart, and your perceptions heighten. After the prayer, relax ever deeper and let your mind go as blank as you can. If thoughts intrude, gently recite Divine Life or Father, Mother, God, Goddess, Life, Source to yourself. And again, quiet your mind. At the end of your meditation, always give glad and grateful thanks. And what I am wanting to address this year is how do we get through all of the shifts and changes that are occurring in our world today. The other night I was listening to a gentleman who's a major financier, Bill Miller, talking about Bitcoins. And I realize I know next to nothing about Bitcoins. But I do realize that when someone that is as astute financially as this gentleman, and that he has put half of his wealth, which is billions and trillions, into Bitcoin, and so have some of our other, I don't know if it's Bill Gates or some of our, Jeff Bezos, some of these people, when they're putting a lot of money into Bitcoin, there is something going on. And so I just suggest you be aware of it and learn about it. Not necessarily that you invest, I'm just suggesting this is something to look at. And one of the things I realized is we have put our ideal finances around gold. And there was a time in the Depression era when the president called for all people who had gold to turn it in. And so that can actually be taken away from us. Whereas for some reason, Bitcoin cannot. So it would take someone far more knowledgeable than I to really have you address these issues. It's just something I want you to be aware of, that business, economics, things are changing in major, major ways. I've also repeated that relationships will never, ever look the same. And that was taught to me by Martin Silverwolf, who was shaman for Lakota Nation. And there's major changes. If you wonder what all is going on with young ones, shifting and changing and deciding, Am I gay? Am I lesbian? Am I transsexual? Whatever. It's like all sorts of things are going on. And we are also, as race mind consciousness, we are having to learn to accept anyone and everyone as long as they do not go past our morality, things that we just know we cannot live with. So, just take a look at those things. Don't get enmeshed, and don't take everything too overly seriously. Humor is your best friend. So if you can do a lot of laughter and see things in delight and fun and joy and happiness, and when you've had an overabundance of news and notices about masks and viruses and this and that, when you've had too much, shut down, relax, get quiet, do your meditation, get connected with your higher mind. Right now, Spirit, I surrender my entire life to Thee. I am your woman, I'm your instrument. What is it you would have me do? What is it you would have me be? And it is each one teach one, each one reach one. It's not about going out and changing castes of thousands. It's just living it, walking your own talk. Thank God for all the young ones, the Gretas, just all the young people that are making the adults aware and are stepping up and saying no more. The almighty buck stops here. No more. We have climate change. We have things that have to be dealt with. We have a number of species of animals that have chosen to leave. Aborigines in Australia who have made a decision not to procreate, not to create any more of their tribe. These are things we need to be aware of. First Nation people, our food. In the Western world and in the U.S., our food, of course, is full of preservatives and chemicals and not healthy for us. And we're all aware of it. We talk about it. Let's do something about it. I know for myself, I've shifted and changed my diet quite a bit. Probably not enough, but I also want to pat myself on the back for what I have shifted and changed. I hope you do the same for yourself, because only you know how difficult these sorts of things are for you to do. So, on that note, let's just take a look at some of the ways to get there. And one of the things I am going to harp on forever and a day is gratitude. And I know I've talked about that till I'm blue in the face. And others listen and say, oh yes, I will do this. Do they? It's like I see that it's rare for the person to do a gratitude list on a daily basis. And my rules and regs for that are basically 6 things a day. They have to be different every day. I am grateful for. Then doing pats on the back. I pat myself on the back for 6 things a day. That one is harder because that means you have to acknowledge yourself and endorse yourself. It means pat yourself on the back, endorse yourself, pat yourself on the back, because only you know how much it takes for you to shift and change and do something new and different and create new habits. It's not easy, yet it must be done. The other thing I'm going to suggest, it's New Year's. And for years now, on an annual basis, I have done, and so have some of my students, a 101, that's the magic number, wish list. The wish list needs to be done, and then put it in a drawer and come back every few weeks or every month and look at that list and see what things have transpired. And also when something has been accomplished, to check it off your list and create something new. And by the end of the year, see how many of the things that you have wished for. Wishes are fantastical. They're things that may have no basis in reality. They are not goals. Goals are a completely different energy. So that is something that I really hope you will do. Remember, Gandhi said that, "May kindness and compassion are my religion." Kindness and compassion. And that is something that we need to connect with more and more. Also, the more negative that one hears, the more we need to step aside from that. We need to not keep embracing it. Yes, we do need to acknowledge that this person is ill, or this person is having a difficult time finding a place to dwell, or this person is having a difficult time in the job market, perhaps. And it's like, okay, we have to acknowledge that, yet we also can send out energy of saying, restoring the balance, the time is now. And that things, we know that if we go to source energy and we put it out there asking, please, I would like to be happy for no reason. And how do I do that? And begin to realize that looking at uplifting things and drawing that into your realm and your consciousness is far greater than acknowledging all the negativities. There will be more negative, and this is how we're going to combat that. We must, so it's got to be a conscious effort, because that needs to be done in order for us to move forward and to move ahead and to create an ever-advancing civilization. And I know that if we will band together, we can do this. You can accomplish that. You are far greater than you know. I'm far greater than I know. Oftentimes I forget that, and you probably do too. So it's time for you to, on a daily basis, have a talk with Source, and take your problems, your issues to Creator, Source Energy. It's not time to be combative or to, my God's bigger than your God. It's not, it's all one God. We are all worshiping the same God, Goddess, HP, Source, Mighty One. Whatever you determine that you wish to call that energy, it's up to you. It's not about my religion's better than your religion. And yet we see so much of that, and we see so much competition, and we see a lot of ego. And in order for us to clean things up, be it climate, be it water, whatever it is, we need to support each other. Be there for each other in kindness and compassion. It doesn't mean you go and fix other people's issues, not at all. You fix your own, not others. They need to take care of their own stuff, and you need to be doing self-responsibility. That's how we're going to grow up. That's how we're going to mature. That's how we're going to become higher, deeper beings. And this planet is going to require that we be higher, deeper beings. And I'm seeing such fun things, such as someone called me and told me they were in line at the grocery store and they went to pay for their groceries. And the clerk said, no, ma'am. The gentleman before you already paid for yours. Wow. And I'm hearing those kinds of stories over and over and over, where people are just stepping in and taking care of others' issues, paying it forward. So please connect with meditation. Prayer and meditation. And the meditation that I read at the beginning, if you want to, you can go back and review it. You could even write it down. Or you could acquire the book if you so desired, which is called Christ Returns and Speaks His Truth, the Christ Letters. And this is the expanded edition. That's one thing, but there are so many books. Lao Tzu and the Tao. The Tao, what is it really? The middle way. Nature. Look at the laws of nature. Embrace upliftment, unfoldment. Turn away from lack and limitation, illness, negativity, doom and gloom peddlers. That is habitual, and we can change those habits to be habits of unfoldment, upliftment, positivity. Watch your words that are running around in your head and that you are speaking and putting out there, because the energy of the universe is neutral. Yet, what you speak, you create. I speak my word, and so it is. Namaste, blessed be, love. And so it is.